You know, when I was younger, like Democrats were cool. They were getting their sucked in the office. They were like, right? They were like supportive of like hip hop music. They said, do whatever you want. Like, we don't want to be in your bedroom. They were cool with gay people. Like, it was cool to be a Democrat. Now, conservatives got 3 baby mamas. The president got 3 baby mamas. He's getting left and right? He's cool. He's the one saying, say whatever the you want. So now conservatives have become Democrats. So I don't think I've changed. I just like the dudes that get and say whatever they want. So it's you want me to be a Democrat again? Get some tell me to say whatever I want. I'm there.
This is comedian and podcaster Andrew Schulz giving an answer that is very, very revealing.
The idea that like you have this loyalty to the party doesn't even have loyalty to itself. So how can you say that? How can you say I have loyalty to the party? It's like the party changed drastically. It completely flipped in the last like 5 years, 8 years, 12 years, whatever you want to say. So maybe I'm just making decisions based on the things that I care about in the moment. And maybe that group is, you know, connecting to me more in this moment.
Now, there's a lot more here, including where I'll actually give Schulz props, so stay tuned for that. However, this quote is worth examining that you just heard. When I was younger, Democrats were cool. They were getting their D sucked in office. They were supportive of hip-hop music. They said, do whatever you want. We don't want to be in your bathroom. Now the president got 3 baby mamas. He's getting left and right. He's cool. He's the one saying, say whatever the F you want. So now conservatives have become Democrats. So I don't think I've changed. I like the dudes that get and say whatever they want. First off, this was posted by Jason Cohen, who works for the Daily Caller. If you have no idea, the Daily Caller was founded by Tucker Carlson. All that aside, they were getting their D sucked in office, likely a reference to Bill Clinton. So cheating on your wife is cool, is basically what he's saying. Got it. They said, do whatever you want. We don't want to be in your bathroom. Meanwhile, who is? Republicans. The people that you voted for. Republicans. For example, via The Guardian, in Oklahoma in January, a day after Trump's inauguration, the Republican State Senator Dusty Devers introduced a series of bills targeting LGBTQ plus rights. So actually what they're trying to do is get involved in everyone's lives a little bit more, including those who do not bow down to the Christian theocracy that many in this party truly want us to live in. On Trump and Republicans, Schulz would state, he's the one saying, say whatever you want. What?
30-year-old Rumesa Ozturk was on her way to break her Ramadan fast with friends on Tuesday when 6 plainclothed officers approached her. They take her phone and put her in handcuffs. Only then do they appear to identify themselves as police. The neighbor who captured the arrest on surveillance video described it as a kidnapping. Ozturk is a doctoral student from Turkey studying child development at Tufts University. She's the recipient of the prestigious Fulbright Scholarship and had an F1 student visa, now revoked. A year ago, Ozturk was among 4 authors of a student newspaper op-ed that called for an end to Israel's war on Gaza and more support for Palestinians from the university. The school administration said it had no part in Ozturk's arrest, which took place off campus. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security said in a statement that Ozturk engaged in activities in support of Hamas, but gave no evidence of its claim.
And tonight, there's new video showing the exact moment a Columbia University grad, Mahmoud Khalil, was arrested and taken into federal custody. Now, Khalil has been at the center of this firestorm ever since the Trump administration tried to deport him for his role in the pro-Palestinian rallies at his alma mater last year. Now, the cell phone footage you're about to watch was taken by his wife and released by the ACLU, which blurred some of the faces in the video. Take a look.
What? You're going to be under arrest. So turn around.
Okay, let's not. Okay, he's not resisting. He's giving me his phone, okay? He's not, I understand. He's not resisting. Like,
don't worry about it. You're going to have to come with us. Don't worry.
I'm coming with you. Don't worry.
No one's resisting. No one's getting worked up.
You guys really don't need to be doing all of that.
It's fine.
حبيبي كيف بدي اتصل فيك؟
Take Amy. Call Amy.
Okay. Hi, Amy. Yeah, they just like handcuffed him and took him. I don't know what to do.
Officials with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement have rejected the request of a former Columbia University graduate student for a temporary release from detention. Mahmoud Khalil missed the birth of his first child yesterday in New York. NPR's Adrian Florido reports President Trump is seeking to deport Khalil over his pro-Palestinian activism.
As the Trump administration ramps up its attack on international students, we end today's show here in New York. Yesterday, a major protest in Union Square with Jewish New Yorkers and Israelis calling for the release of the detained Columbia student Mohsen Madawi, who was arrested in Vermont when he appeared for what he was told would be a naturalization test. He had previously expressed fears about the appointment, which came earlier than usual in the typical naturalization process, and he feared it could end up being a trap. So he wrote to all three legislators in Vermont, Bernie Sanders, Peter Welch, as well as the Congress member Becca Bell. You are a student at Columbia University, like Mohsen Madawi. What are you calling on Columbia University to do?
I think it's clear that they need to take a stand and not allow their students to be deported. They need to take a public position against these deportations, and they need to make sure that Mohsen next month can graduate his bachelor's degree. And this fall, Mohsen is supposed to start his master's degree in international relations. The university needs to do everything in their power to make that happen.
Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStrom Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you. So the whole let them say whatever they want nonsense. We have people who are being deported for actually saying whatever they want. So not only are they going after free speech, in many ways, they're going after free thought, which it appears, by the way, Schulz would contradict himself later in the interview.
You know, there's all this like concern about the relationship between America and Israel. And first of all, like Israel should be able to be criticized like every other country. I hate this idea like if you're critical of Israel, it just like means you're an anti-Semite. I think that does a great disservice to Jewish people in general. Like you're allowed to, we criticize America, right? Americans relentlessly criticize our own country. We can criticize Israel. We can criticize Great Britain. We can criticize Poland. We can do whatever the fuck we want, okay? This is America. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Now, you can also be critical of the current war going on. Like you absolutely can. Maybe you disagree on it, but like you're not an anti-Semite for doing it. Are there anti-Semites that do it? Sure, but it doesn't make you one naturally. So like we got to allow a little bit of space for that, right?
He dad. So I don't think I've changed. I just like the dudes that get and say whatever they want. I guess I'm just curious as I'm listening to this. It truly feels like he is trapped in a 12-year-old's body. You know how old Andrew Schulz is? I had to look this up. He's 41. He's 41, and he's talking like this. I mean, if you wanted to have the biggest bachelor and the dude who screws the most women, why wouldn't you vote for Wilt Chamberlain? Why don't we dig up Hugh Hefner's corpse so you could vote for him? Why is your vote contingent with voting for a guy who has as many baby mamas, yet says he obeys by the Bible, sells his own Bible for profit, and can't name a single piece of scripture when asked by Bloomberg News in the run-up to his first presidency in 2016? I'm floored by this because it's so incredibly revealing. What it shows is you don't care about the qualifications. You don't care if someone's going to make your life easier. All you care about is if the dude is a pimp. That's it. That is what Andrew Schulz is peddling in. And it's fine. It's just stupid. A few other clips.
Yeah, anytime like I'm like critical of Democrats right now, it's hoping that they will restore their connectivity to the American people. Like I grew up a Democrat. Like my parents had a dance studio. I grew up in the arts in New York City. Like what else do you think that I would be? You know what I mean? I went to public school in New York City. My parents were in the arts, obviously. So yeah, I hope they pay attention to like what's happening and what the American people are feeling.
And how are they feeling now, Andrew? How are they feeling now? Especially after platforming and bending over backwards to the current fascist in charge. Now, there were some other parts that I did agree with about how the separation between anti-Semitism and simply just having a critique of a foreign nation like we would any should be allowed. It feels like that's the bare minimum. He would call out the donations from a foreign nation making their way into super PACs that could potentially funnel into campaigns of Congress people, senators, presidents, people in the administration / cabinet, etc. That's good. I'm fine with that. I don't think anybody is above reproach. But this whole notion of the Dems used to be cool. No, they didn't. They didn't used to be cool. The difference is you realized how you don't have to have any sort of morals or empathy towards the people that are being targeted because deep down you like what this president is saying. Why else would you vote for it? Unless you admit to being duped, I'll accept that. But you like it. And aside from the tax breaks, it really does feel like you gave away the ball game. That it appears you like women being mistreated. You like the way that a man who has been credibly accused of essaying over 25 women should be in the Oval Office. And now none of it really matters. All that matters is that he could have kids with multiple women, which, by the way, fits right into what? The manosphere. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.